In Fox 5 Health News, artificial sugar is being called into question after an ingredient in it is linked to blood clots and heart attacks. Researchers say that risk is not modest.
All right, joining us now, Dr. Serge Sugger, Chief of Infectious Diseases at Holy Name Medical Center. All right, doctor, what exactly did researchers find?
Sure. So this is a very large study coming out of the very trusted journal Nature. And they looked at different blood chemicals in the body. And the study actually started by saying, can they figure out people that are at risk for stroke, for blood clots, for heart attacks, etc. Are there any substances that are associated with the increased risk? And what they found was a specific chemical called estradiol, which is actually a sugar alcohol and a very commonly used sugar substitute. Seem to be associated, again, associated, not causing, that's the key here, seem to be associated or correlated with the increased risk. If you add on top of that people who are diabetic, they're taking large amounts of this artificial sweetener, well, then the risk was even more pronounced. So this is, again, very preliminary data, but very interesting indeed.
Yeah, and this ingredient, we know it's found in these artificial sweeteners, but where else is it found?
It's really, as we say, ubiquitous. It's found in everything. It's really the darling of the artificial sweetener industry. It's kind of the ideal sweetener, if you will. It looks like sugar. It tastes like sugar. It's about 70% of the sweetness of sugar. A lot of other artificial sweeteners have side effects of aftertaste. This one has no aftertaste. Sometimes they can have the so-called laxative effect. This one does not have it. So you can find it in a lot of popular diet packaging, and also very popular and a major ingredient in a lot of the keto diet foods and food substances. So again, you can understand that there's a concern that, hey, people that are utilizing this, are they increased risk? And of course, that's going to be the natural question of the listeners out there. And I think the key takeaway point is this is very preliminary data. It's just a association, not a distinct causation. It is certainly screaming that, hey, we need more data, we need more studies. And I think it's something to keep in mind because, as you mentioned in the intro, the effect, that is the risk of increased stroke, heart attack, etc., was not modest, i.e. it was very significant.
Yeah, indeed. All right.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, a new COVID test in the spotlight. It's said to be the quickest and most accurate way to diagnose COVID. So what does this do different, doctor?
Absolutely. So quick review, I think everyone knows now the at-home test or the antigen test. So that's looking at a protein found in the virus that causes COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2. The PCR, which is the more definitive test, that's what's oftentimes done at urgent care centers, physicians' offices, in the hospital, is even more sensitive and specific test. That's looking at the molecular makeup of the virus, in this case, the RNA. Researchers now are looking, again, very preliminary, and saying, those tests both have one major drawback. That is, you have to have a baseline amount of virus in the body before they can turn positive. So think about how many times people at the height of COVID may have had falsely negative tests. They were negative on Monday. They retested by Wednesday. They were positive. There has to be a certain baseline level of the virus in the body before those tests can actually be expected to be positive and negative reliably. So this is a new technology. Again, not a test, new technology. Basically looking at the body's response to the virus. When the virus enters the body, very quickly you see a biochemical response. You see genes that are regulated, producing RNA. RNA produces proteins. Really, you're looking at the molecular precursors of antibodies being produced. And the thought process here is that you can then very quickly and astutely ascertain who may be infected just hours after the initial infection, and you don't have to wait until they are having a large amount of virus in the body. So therefore, you can surmise that you can diagnose it much earlier. Again, it's very interesting theory, it's interesting technology. There's lots of actually other viruses and other infectious diseases that are being looked with the same technology. So I think we have to wait and see, but certainly the ability to accurately and quickly identify infectious diseases, including COVID-19 or even other viruses like influenza, is very appealing indeed.
Yeah, seems to show a lot of promise. All right, doctor, thank you so much. Appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.